we having a fucking ball here. Y'all been begging me on fucking Twitter to talk about this, so we're gonna talk about Joe on the outrage around Dave Chappelle's new special. Now, this isn't gonna get into all the thoughts that I have about the Dave Chappelle thing, because I want to have like voices that can actually speak on experience. I cannot speak for everybody who's experiencing issues with the special, so I'm not even gonna try to do that. But let's see what he got to say.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Have you talked to Chappelle about all the shit he got for that
Yeah,
last
a little
special?
bit. We texted back and forth. It's, you know, he's just, you know, riding out the storm. Like,
Yeah.
he's not a homophobic or
Of course not,
transphobic
yeah.
person. He makes fun of himself. There's a bit in that special about him getting molested and jerking off in a man's face.
Yeah.
I mean, this is or coming in a man's face. That, look, it's fun. It's just making jokes. That doesn't mean hate. This is the problem with today. If you don't have an enemy, you make an enemy.
No. I can see, and I'm being so fucking gracious when I say this, so please do not clip this out of context. I can see where people who are outside of these new experiences can make that argument. And I can agree with that argument. I absolutely 110% could say that there are certain marginalized groups that saw the push for civil rights from one group, adopted the pretense, and I don't mean the groups themselves, I mean people within these groups, took that momentum and spurned it into something different that it should have never became. We can make a generalized, really shitty, but we can make a generalized argument about that I could agree with. As a whole, though, what you're seeing is that more people are becoming visible, and the repulsion to those people becoming visible is more evident because we are able to speak out about these events more often. Again, this goes back to what I said earlier about cancel culture. It doesn't exist in the realm that if you quiet the noise, they go back to the place that they were before they were making noise. The point of the noise is so that they go further past that to become accepted members of society, i.e., not targets for bigotry or racism. But because we're so loud on the internet, it's easier to see all of the experiences at once rather than hearing about a poor trans girl that was killed and thinking, damn, that's tragic, I should do better. You're now hearing every single microaggression. So it sounds like we're creating enemies out of nothing, when actuality, the bullies are just more prevalent because I can record you, I could tweet about you, I could Instagram you.
And this is a real problem with people. We look for things.
Hey, I appreciate
like if there's some
the
people
reminder,
that
I
really
guess.
hated you and they were the enemy,
you.
people that just joked around about stuff wouldn't be thought of as the enemy. It's like, and as the level of people truly hate you drops, you start looking for equilibrium in what you're upset about. And so now you're more upset about jokes. Now silence is violence. And now, you know, you can't just be this, you have to be that. And
No, again, we exist. I hate that because they're going to quote George Carlin at some point or Louis C.K. and they miss the entire point of like what they were saying. You evolve with the times. The jokes aren't the enemy. It's that a group is finally gaining more visibility and you're reducing them to the butt of a joke without the representation of, hey, outside of this special, don't go around saying that shit. Doubling down on it, tripling down on it, makes it seem like, yeah, they were jokes, but that's real critique. That's really what y'all do. I thought it was a joke, though. The equilibrium is being able to respect, hey, for the first 15 years of the Black Lives Matter movement, I'm not going to make a comedic joke about how they all look like a bunch of monkeys running around banging their chest. Like, that's a joke. But who's it funny to? And that's what the trans people who are, or the trans community is trying to tell Dave Chappelle about his jokes, is that those didn't land the way they could have if you had just structured that to not be a straight up attack. Dave Chappelle then doubled and tripled down on it making more jokes out of it. So you don't even take the hostility serious because you don't care about the cancel culture and this and that. So other people won't. That's what they say when they say the jokes lead to violence, because it's coming from somebody who they don't view as a stand-up person for the trans community. Has Dave done stand-up things for the trans community in the past? Yes! Nobody's doubting that. But it's like, take that example and live by it.
It becomes this like weird control level where what people
I am
start
American.
to conflate. You start when you start equating
because the guy
jokes
said it
with like real feelings. Well, they're not the same thing.
Well, I don't think that's what it is.
I'll give you that
I think
one.
they're
I'll
trying
give
to
you that
put
one.
different individuals or groups on a pedestal and kind
Yes.
of make them sacred. And when you have someone comes along and knocks them off that pedestal, all of a sudden you're trying to undo what I'm trying to do, which is to make this person holy. And now you are my enemy because your agenda is the opposite of mine.
No! I literally just explained that. Okay, let's do a Ben Shapiro. Let's do a Ben Shabibo. Let's say, did I vote for Joseph Biden? Man, look at the channel. Look around. Take a guess. Let's say that we were trying to put I shouldn't have smoked before I did this stream. LGBTQ plus people. IA, if you want to go even that far with it. Let's say we're trying to put these people on a pedestal. Wouldn't that be the adverse, or probably not the adverse. Wouldn't that be the proper thing to do after we literally let a virus spread around in their community saying it was the gay disease? Like, wouldn't it be nice for a moment to view gay people or like people outside of the cis heteronormative spectrum to be valued in the same light as cis heterosexual? Like, do you see what I mean? Remember the whole metrosexual movement that they tried to start? Like, all of these little fashion things here and there. Wouldn't it be nice if we put a spotlight on those people so that way we could just say, hey, they're just like you and me. That's it. But apparently, when you put them up there and say, hey, these people are just like you and me, they can become just as vice of a target as everyone else, even though they have literally been through more persecution than everyone else. Now, we're not saying that that community has been through more persecution than everyone else. We are saying, however, that they have been through a lot. So just like Black Lives Matter, just like the AAPI movement, just like the Japanese, like all the things that we did to everybody who wasn't white, like, maybe we should do a little bit more. How is that a bad thing? So when you go after those people, watch I align with his point, and this brings me up to what I just said in the last video about Candace Owens. See how we can reach a mutual agreement point about how the pedestal and targeting them puts in a double agenda against each other? That is right. But what is the purpose of yours? To relegate them back down to obscurity. That's the problem.
Fully agree. I was getting to
Sorry.
that.
Okay,
No, it's okay. You're right though, 100%. But it's these ideas that you can't make fun of are dangerous. They're not good for anybody. They're not good for the people to hold those ideas, whether it's about who you are or what you do. The idea that no fun can be had about any of this is crazy. Because
that's not true. That's like saying, oh, all comedy is canceled. Like, the special's still on Netflix. Like,
ideas that then all
are you mad that people like have a voice and can say they don't like it? Like, relax. Not everybody fucking likes Squid Game. Like,
fun is done maliciously and out of hate. And we know as friends that is just not true.
Well,
because we're friends, because we have a relationship that extends inside of experiences that you and I have shared. You, Joe Rogan, are not a trans person. Therefore, you do not have said experience.
my fun is malicious.
It's also funny. Like
also is funny.
If you and I were fucking with each other and we're saying ridiculous shit to
Right.
each other, we would both be smiling.
Yes, 100%.
While we
See, I just said it.
did it.
Predict
This is what
Champ Andy.
Roast Battle's all about.
Right.
My friend Brian Moses. This is what a lot of what Kill Tony's about. Like, it's fun. There's fun in making fun of each other, and we have to accept that.
Yeah.
And then I need to know your real feelings about gay people, your real feelings about trans people, your real feelings about all religions and all races and all ethnicities. But we got to be able to joke around about each other. And if you get down to Dave Chappelle's real feelings, he's a lovely person. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
Nobody's arguing that.
He's not a hateful soul. He's beyond jealous. He's just a guy who loves this art form called stand-up comedy, and he tries to do his best navigating through this world of talking shit about things and saying outrageous things that get huge laughs, or placating really sensitive groups that feel like they're in a protected class. And then the other people that pile onto that also feel like this is a protected class. And they equate any jokes with hate. And this is where they're wrong. Like, I'm telling you that Dave Chappelle does not hate anyone or anything.
Nobody is arguing that. And I already explained how we're not arguing that, so I'm just going to keep it going.
He's not that person. His jokes are just that. They're just jokes. And if you really pay attention to what he's saying, whether you agree with him or not, in some of his jokes, like whether or not they're funny, just really pay attention to the overall message. It is in no way transphobic. It's just not.
But this is a way for low status people to try to compete with Dave and try to get on his level. Because if I'm some kind of rando journalist and now I take down Dave Chappelle or Joe Rogan or somebody else, this elevates my status and my rank and takes him down a peg, and that's useful for me from an evolutionary point of view.
You're absolutely right. You can't be denied. If you're a person and you're looking up at a guy like Dave Chappelle, he's at the highest of high levels.
Right.
You have to, you have to also equate that in anything you think about when you think about a guy like Dave Chappelle. But then you also have to realize that the problem is in listening to everybody, you're going to get a certain group of people that want people to not be able to work
of course,
anymore.
yeah.
They want to stop you. They want to pull things down. They want to change what's available.
So is Dave Chappelle?
You don't have to like it. Here's the thing.
So is Dave Chappelle funny for you or not? I never said he wasn't funny. Again, at the beginning of this and earlier in the stream, I said I can see everybody's arguing the correct point from two different standards, and I can see both of them. And then I see how it all spirals into 350 different opinions. This is a bad take, though. Oh, yeah, sure. But that doesn't change the fact that it was insensitive and privileged to think that words from someone in power can't further push us in a corner. Correct!
About Dave Chappelle.
Correct. Oh, I don't see trans people any different because of what Dave Chappelle said. Because you humanized him. You humanized him to a point where that's your bro. Your bro just be saying shit like that. Yeah, but some people ain't your bro. And when they hear that, they be like, yeah, bro, I would never date a fucking trans woman. What the fuck? And it's like, keep it going, bro.
He's
keep it going.
clearly the most popular comedian on planet Earth.
Right.
He's number one. He's clearly one of the greatest comedians that's ever lived. Clearly. So, obviously a lot of fucking people like him. And what you want is people to not have access to him.
Right.
When you have options, you don't have to like it, but if you want Netflix to take it down and you say it's hateful, this is an incorrect way to do this. If you want to make your own special about what was wrong with Dave Chappelle's special,
or go on YouTube with your monologue like Keith Olbermann. Yeah, exactly.
Go.
Fuck you! Damn, he called me out. Felt that personally. But yeah, go on YouTube. That's what people did, and it got enough people heated enough about it that they had a protest.
Go for it, and good luck to you. And maybe you'll have a point that person that you're criticizing could take into consideration and go, maybe I could do better at this.
And that's what the problem is that he doubled down after all the points that were valid. There it is. Why do these people, it's like today's theme of the stream is just everybody gets close to the point and fucking dives off the cliff.
Because if something does bother you, if someone says something ridiculous about you and it doesn't make any sense, it doesn't have any effect on you. The things that bother people is things that are at least slightly accurate.
But I think this just...
No, that is not true, my guy. Remember what somebody said to me? Let's go back to the Rick Santos debate. Because that shit is forever goated. That shit is forever goated. That man, a capital insurrectionist, messaged me the next day and said, I can't believe anybody called you the hard R for racism. It was probably because of your unacceptable behavior. The word itself doesn't bother me. It's the connotation of how you think of me after you've said what you said that bothers me.
This kind of speaks to what we were talking about earlier, how they're trying to have there be, in the same way how intentional or not, it's trying
what
to
the
push
fuck? Oh shit. Give us a platform. Okay, see you. Oh, Dr. Heaved is here. Oh my God. Dr. Heaved is in the house. Let's fucking go. Oh shit. Shout out Dr. Heaved. Oh shit!
Everyone can be an Amazon or a Walmart
I
customer.
am scared now. I gotta be good streamer. Okay, everybody. This is a professional.
Right,
We're here with it.
If you're not reading the New York Times or CNN or the Wall Street or the Washington Post or whatever, that means you're doing something wrong. So this is what they're doing, that process of elimination, by trying to funnel people into certain outlets that they themselves can control, and that creates uniformity and cohesion among the population.
I think the problem is he created a journalistic version of the Streisand effect. I think that's the problem.
Well, it's encouraging people to watch Chappelle.
Yeah, it's encouraging for sure. That special's giant.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And all the controversy's only been good. And then when people watch it...
And the controversy's bullshit, because it's not like he's Howard Stern back in the day.
Well, it's not only that. What he's saying in this, he's telling a story about a real person that he was close with that died, that became friends with him through comedy. There's a whole story to it. I don't want to give it up because I think you should watch the special. I toured with Dave. We did a lot of shows together.
Okay, so we're gonna. I respect your energy levels. I appreciate it. Dr. Heaved in the house. Oh my God. Never thought that the left would notice me. Oh shit. I be watching your content daily, my brother. Oh shit. Me and my friend, we be oh man, that's so cool. Anyway, I gotta stop geeking out because people are gonna come in here all the fucking time. I expect your energy levels. I do appreciate that. My energy will deplete after a period of time, but y'all, if you're new to the stream or if you're watching this on YouTube, y'all know me. Like once my ADHD kicks in, I'm out. Like I will lose it. Anyway, I want to end this segment on this thought because I feel like this is where it should happen. When it comes to Dave Chappelle and holding him accountable, what's happening here is that we're calling people's characters into question because we understand that people with good characters would understand not to say certain things. Again, and I hate dragging it back down to me because I know I'm not as popular as Dave Chappelle will ever be. But I want you to think about it. As long as I have existed in my lifetime, unless it was truly malicious intent, no one has ever associated me with ideals that would be considered toxic and or non-positive. So if I come out of my mouth and I say, trans people don't deserve to live, it would jog everyone's head to say, but I know him. He a good dude. Why is he saying something like that? Then if I say a day later, I was hacked or I was paid a certain amount, like some ludicrous thing, like people would believe that because I've built up enough good faith. This isn't Dave Chappelle's first time running into this. Holding him accountable is saying, hey, we like you for everything. This part right here, though, ain't fucking working with us. And you need to understand that. But he doesn't understand that, which is bringing me to the problem that I'm seeing overall with everything that we're having this conversation around. Yeah, right? Real shit. Like, yeah, real shit. Like, just do better. If he would have came out and said, I'm standing by what I said, but I can see it's hurt people, and I will have a conversation, and I will leave those things out depends on your take on it. Sorry, I'm not gonna get it. Don't pay attention to chat. Don't pay attention to chat. Derails your thoughts. You have to realize that you exist in a world where what you're doing, what you're trying to say, you're like when he made the whole comeback and the whole y'all got my show back, y'all got my stuff back, y'all got this back, y'all got that back. I appreciate y'all. I came back, y'all supporting me. That's where you was landing. Like the monologues, the real deep stories thrown in with a little bit of jokes, that's cool. when you try to come back into like the I'm gonna punch down on people, it don't hit the same as the Chappelle show. Because we can look back at the Chappelle show, and this is where I'm going to end this segment, and we could say, people have made this comparison so many times. Oh, when Dave Chappelle was wearing whiteface, talking about black people being coons or whatever, and blah, 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 this and that. Like, oh, it wasn't cancelable then, right? It was on you to do so. It was on you to say something, but you found it funny. People do not find this shit funny because you're trying to use that same humor in a world where people are more empathetic to one another. So I'm holding you accountable for you not catching up with the time. How easy is that? Whether you find them funny or you don't, you can agree that things have changed. And it's not up to the things changing to coddle you inside of the change. It's up to you to face the change in the world and adapt accordingly. That's why comedians are still fucking funny without punching down on people. But again, I can see your argument as to like, he didn't do nothing bad. Cause in the realm of the world, his special's still on. Dave Chappelle's controversy has lasted longer in the media than Joe Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan and all the stuff around that. Just think about that.